Hello, welcome to the third YouTube video of projects I've done. HG Designs, architectural landscape design company here in Orlando, Florida. This residence is in Wekiva Springs. It's a suburb of Apopka, Maitland, around the Orlando area in Central Florida. This project took about 2.5 years. It was a phase-by-phase project while the client was doing a lot of home renovations on the exterior and interior. So I'm going to take you on a tour now of the front of the property. And we're going to start off here. This beautiful philodendron hedge is actually of the neighbor, but it's overflowing onto this property. And it's just a nice backdrop. We're going to do some other things. And I'm going to show you a lot of what we've done with the hardscape and give you an overview. Take a look at the front of the house. Here the project starts on this side. We've got a common area here, and this walkway, this paver project is something that I designed that's kind of my signature. I've mentioned before where I like to take pavers right up to the wall and go all the way around the house. And what this does is it creates a walkway access to the front, and it creates this kind of a base, an expanse for the home, and it cleans it up and it keeps the house clean. We get a lot of rain, and if you have a lot of plant materials and things right up against the walls of the house, it just it can get where you have with low windows, you get splatter on the screens, you get a lot of dust from the plant materials and the also the ground. Now here you'll see I have pine straw, and that is my medium I use as a barrier for weeds, and it keeps moisture and so that the ground doesn't dry out too much. So we're going to talk about some of the plant materials here. This was something the client had, these Japanese iris, beautiful plant material, very common here in Florida. It does a lot year-round by producing these beautiful flowers. This you can't really see because the flower on this is the Nora Grant, which is a beautiful, one of my favorite ixoras, and it's a beautiful bright pink, huge flower ball, and it's going to be kind of a hedge for this back area as well. We've got here a crepe myrtle standard single trunk, and this is what they call raspberry ice. Beautiful, and it performs fantastic for color about 9 months out of the year. And the Phoenix Robolini, the double trunk Robolini, beautiful, low growing palm, uplit at night, in perfect scale with this home. It's a single story home, and when you uplight this at night, they just look amazing. So we're going to go over here to the side, and we've got the ground cover jasmine, the jasmine minima, and we have gone on both sides of this walkway to continue on with it. This is new planting of the minima. Beautiful gardenia that the client had here prior. We just kept that. That's one of the few things we kept. Here we have a Japanese blueberry tree. And the symmetry on these are really great. It grows like in this apex, single trunk, beautiful foliage, dense, really nice. And again, a row of the Ixora Nora Grant, and here we have the ligustrum. And these we're going to keep as a shape, as what they call the mushroom, and we just trim on the top, keep it trimmed, and that just the structure of the trunk area uplit is really beautiful, plays off the lighting at night. Here we've got another drake elm, beautiful drake elm. These are deciduous, but they put out the new leaves just as the old leaves fall, so it always looks like it's full. Here's a jatropha again, like we have in the backyard, and these beautiful flowers attract the birds, and I'm sorry, the butterflies, the bees, and hummingbirds. Look at that. This will get to about 15 to 20 feet tall, and it'll look fantastic there. It's got room to grow, and it will work as I do with all my landscape projects. I take the house as a focal point, and two things I wanted to do with this is to accomplish by hiding that garage window with the ligustrum, and then this wall is going to be a backdrop for this beautiful red flowering jatropha. And we've got a new planting of the strelitzia, the bird of paradise, the orange bird of paradise, and more of the Japanese iris. This is called kunti. It grows in like a nice little mound for foliage. And I'm going to take you around the front to give you another vantage point. Here you see. This area is obviously the driveway up into the garage, the side garage. And at the entrance we have this mailbox, which had been here, and there was a real out of control ilex shelling, and I cut this thing all the way down to a nub, and look how beautiful it is. It's a perfectly round shape, and I like to have, you know, round and tightly sculpted next to freeform. And look at the beautiful trifecta of the three Phoenix Robilinis, and when they get uplit, it's going to be really spectacular. This is a croton. It's going to fill in. It's going to get as tall as on the other side with this ilex shelling. It's going to just kind of give another foliage backdrop for that mailbox, so it doesn't stand out like a sore thumb. And we're going to take a hike over here to this side area. This was the forgotten area. Up until I got a hold of it. And I came across this amazing variegated oleander. When I saw this for the first time, I've never seen one before like it. And the beautiful, look at that. And it does this almost 9 months out of the year. It really looks spectacular. And it's going to cover up that fence. And it's just going to be just a beautiful side entry to the driveway that we have here. And this is the Hong Kong orchid, the white. Very hard to find, very rare. And when I found it, I said, we've got to get one of these for right where it's at. This will get about 30 feet tall, and it is a standard. These can grow kind of gnarly looking. A lot of times you see them where it's just a bunch of trunks all coming up and going in every which way. But as a standard, look at that. It's just perfectly shaped. And those flowers will do that 9 months out of the year. Another variegated oleander. And here is a Mediterranean fan palm. Very small, but once it gets going, we'll have about 4 or 5 trunks all coming out as a symmetry of a plant that will be uplit and look great. In this corner, we'll fill it all in. Everything's small right now. Here's more Nora Grant. These are clerodendron also, and it's the pagoda, the orange pagoda shape flower. Again, something for the butterflies, the bees. And one more last one of the variegated oleander. And I'm going to just take a little walk around the front here of the gate going into the backyard, and we see this standard raspberry ice crepe myrtle, another single trunk standard. These are called kuntis. Again, that's low growing mound like foliage. So just bring in just this elegant, very formal look to an area that, you know, people sometimes have these forgotten areas, and I don't forget any area if I can put a plant and make it look spectacular. This is a white variety of the bleeding heart, and it is something that grows right over here. It gets full and thick. It's cut down every year, and then it just comes back as fast as it can, and it just looks great. Covering up that AC unit with this fence and covering up the fence. Well, that's that. This is a project I've enjoyed. The client is super happy. We still need to put in the lawn. We're going to go with zoysia in the front, which is a great choice because zoysia grass is like the putting green grass that grows, that they use for golf courses, and it is something that is drought tolerant, better than the St. Augustine. It doesn't get fungus. Chinch bugs don't attack it. It's very low maintenance. You don't have to mow it as much either. So here is the last view from the street level of this project. Well, I really appreciate you joining me, and I look forward to showing you another project that I will be putting on YouTube in the next week or two. So take one last look here, and I will see you on the next. And one last look at this vintage 1999 Jeep Cherokee. This is my advertising. I use this truck as a glittering attraction. Everybody wants to buy it from me. And it's one of those vehicles that when you get it all renovated, if you do a resto mod or if you do anything that is where it's even restored to its original, these things, it's like the old Broncos, you know, where they have those 1960s, 70s, and 80s Broncos that get totally renovated and sell for $150,000. Well, that's not what this is, but this is a great car. People notice it going down the road. Anyway, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next.